Source Hunter. You have done it, haven't you? You've discovered the fate of Counselor Jake. By the gods, no one could have predicted such a dark turn of events. This is worse than my deepest fears made manifest. It just cannot be that they aim to resurrect him. Brachus Rex. It cannot be! Forgive me, this news just so very upsetting. This thing. It was the king of tyrants, the embodiment of terror. The lunatics that seek his rise must be stopped, whatever the cost. I do. I do indeed. Brachus would unseat the king of demons in sheer perfidy and malice given half a chance. For the world, for you and I to suffer his perversions once more is unthinkable. The possibility of his return is more than I can bear. And Ikara, that she has been dragged into this sorry business adds insult to insufferable injury. There have long been rumors that Brachus's corpse was interred in the vaults beneath the abandoned Church of the Seven in Sicil's eastern hinterlands. That place is crawling with undead these days, so the rumors may well be true. Where Leandra goes, the dead rise left and right. And even in death, the long-lost tyrant's corruption appears to persist. Come to think of it, did anyone in Evelyn's lair mention the name Cassandra? It's nothing, Hunter. Nothing. My mind is reeling, but I'll feel better soon. After you've cut short Leandra's dark pursuits. Leandra. I know her, though I haven't seen her in years. As you know, she and Ikara are sisters. It's hard for me to believe that she's leading this cult, that she's delirious enough to go after Brachus Rex. But clearly her involvement can no longer be denied. She's as smart as 10 wizards put together, Hunter. An opponent to be feared. Now, you said Jake and Evelyn called her the Conduit, didn't you? In that case, she may just be the elusive head of the Immaculates. She is a great woman, Hunter. A champion of all that is good and pure. She may have killed Jake, but then again, the man turned out to be a vile sorcerer. I can only surmise that she is on to her sister's sinister schemes, which makes me fear for her safety more than anything else. There's a village in the forests north of Sicil where a new religion has taken hold. Its followers call themselves Immaculates, and I've heard say they worship a leader called the Conduit. This village is called Silverglen, and if my suspicions turn out to be correct, there is sorcery at work there. Alas, I haven't the foggiest. Another sorcerer, perhaps? Or simply another victim of Leandra's ploys?
Now, where is my camera? Did it sprout legs and run away? Now, where is my camera? Did it sprout legs and run away?
The Legion didn't find a second body at the scene of the crime, so maybe he escaped with his life after all. Though, just as likely, his body too was taken away by Evelyn for experimentation. And I will see if I can find out more about Ikara's involvement. But in the meantime, please pursue Leandra to the old church in the east and stop her before she can raise Brachus. I beg of you.
Looks like bringing up Brachus Rex's name alone is enough to turn our friendly neighborhood wizard into a scaredy cat.
I wonder why this ancient spectre spooks him so. Ahu doesn't strike me as the type to scare very easily. And so the mystery is solved. Councillor Jake was murdered by this so-called White Witch, Ikara. But as it stands, I guess our next concern is Brachus Rex.
Then we know what we must do next. Pursue Leandra and stop her before she brings Brachus Rex back to life.
Now, where is my pepper?
Then again, our mission was to solve Councillor Jake's murder. A job well done, I say. Even though I'm afraid we have no other choice but to push on.
What? Oh, it's you! What news? Well, I suppose as much as any other Thaddeus, Rich, or Harold, a shameful spot upon the history of Rivellon, that brute. As loath as I am to admit it, Sicil was once quite a hub of the despot's supporters. Some even say his corpse was cast beneath the foundations of the abandoned church in the northeastern cliff. An old wives' tale, I say, but I suppose one never knows for sure. Oh, she's a dear girl indeed. She's got a little cabin in the cooler forest, not so far to the north of here, in fact. And though she doesn't make it into Sicil often, it's a comfort to know she's keeping the watch near our border. I hope she hasn't got mixed up in all this ugly business with the Counselor.
Oh, you haven't left town yet.
There's as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Let us see if you can choose the finest green.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holy.
Leave me be, I've a job to do.
Let us see if you can
Legion's
choose
greetings, Hunter. You claim to possess evidence that implicates Lady Esmeralda in the...
The hunter returns. I hope you are here to shop. I cannot believe Jake was a sorcerer. What depravities did he commit? Was he planning to use me as a sacrifice? Oh, I shudder to think that for years I have lain next to him at night, peacefully sleeping, while his thoughts dwelt on blood and devilish magic. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
no better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap of goldfish. Let's see. Halibut,
noble friend. Your upper chakras are in desperate need of a good scrubbing. Fortunately for you, my homebrewed tinctures will do the job. Or if you're in the mood for something a bit more electrifying, one of my air scrolls might give your system just the shock it needs. Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapors?
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero, as my thinks. I'm just doing my duty. For the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Never fear, Millie. As long as I'm around, no hair on your head will catch.
What goes up?
Hey,
must
stop
come
that.
down.
Magical blows!
I needed that.
What do you think you're doing? That's enough of that now.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. The hunter returns! I cannot believe Jake was a sorcerer.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn. Let us see if you can choose the finest green.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. On the move for cheese.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampaging? Like I said, I'm sure as sin not the ghoul responsible for snatching that body. Far as I can reckon, this here's my family business. Yes, there's been a Roberts...
The death man is nervous as a squirrel. I'm certain he's hiding something.
You may be right. I suspect he has much more than mere skeletons hiding in his closets.
What do you think you're doing?
Wow, that dead sheep smells pretty great. I mean, wow, Esmeralda, Jake has the best smell. I'd know it anywhere. Did you find something for me to stick my nose into? Ugh. Get that nasty perfume junk away from Esmeralda. Jake has the best smell. Evelyn, I always thought her stink was a pretty good stink. Let me give that a sniff. This smells awesome. If I ever find... Where are you, Jake? Are you playing without me?
I'm overheating here.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles who sent to the Northern Cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
Oh, what now? Whom would you have the Legion arrest? Shame to arrest a man who buried so many Legionnaires with military honors, but so be it. I'll send out a chap to apprehend him forthwith. Ah, the Source Hunter. So, let me get this straight. There are insidious sorcerers running about town that turned a council ambassador into a zombie for sport, after said councillor was murdered by some mystery witch who subsequently trotted off to her cabin in Luculla Woods. Sure you haven't omitted relevant details like, flying brooms, black cats, and bloody pentagrams? By Belagar's nebbers! Sounds like a fantasy tale mothers tell their children before bed. And I bet none of it's more than fantasy either, though no doubt Ahu puts stock in your every word. Anyway, be these truths, half-truths, or outright lies, it seems to me your business... if you must. Now, I don't see how my mother-in-law is any of your business, Hunter. Seriously, though, I doubt information given by the zombified remains of a councillor is to be trusted. But then again, you do take the advice of cat wizards, too. I heard she has a cottage in the forest north of the city. I'm sure it's made of gingerbread and you'll find the remains of eaten children. So off you trot in chase of fairy tale fiends. What'd you take me for? An ignoramus? That accursed name rings... We may well stand on unholy ground right now. If you must.
Source Hunter, welcome, welcome, by all means. I can't say much more, but that they're madmen, all the more dangerous to us, and what might those be? failed? Who is the mongrel that dares to question my engineering expertise? I take it the mutt in question was referring to the Sparkmaster 5000. It isn't failing, it just became... well, it became self-aware. Frightfully annoying when that happens. You know what? Here's the remote access device with which I used to control it. There's a manual for that somewhere around here, too. Yours, if you can find it. I really should invite Victoria one of these days, so she can help me organize my mess of a library.
May the Seven bless you most. May the soul of Astartes... Thank you, kind one.
Get the shining recruits. What's the state of soldier?
Livestock's got twice the sense and thrice the soul of the average human.
My word!
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn. Snake.
Moo! Don't disturb Master Theliron now.
I give milk. I give wool. And what do I get in return?
Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapours?
What are ye staring at? Those scallywags heard there be silver in the Lacula mines, and they abandoned ship like the lip.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
I assume you are dressed good. No.
Fancy that. A source hunter barging in when the lady of the house is fully dressed. Who could have fathomed such a thing?
cheese. An excuse is more hose than a slice of this fine Coleman there.
This is the end! If you could
For
choose
you.
the finest greens!
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
I'll need to unlock this somehow.
Made a big cheese on your brook with a wheel of the good stuff. On the move for cheese. An excuse is more hose than a slice of this fine Coleman there.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
Made a big cheese on your brook with a wheel of the good stuff.
That's enough of that now! What? Oh, it's you! What news?
Jageta, friend.
Didn't you read the spell, my friend? We who step through yonder gate, the hunters hate, eh? Doesn't sound... You did what now? Oh, well, I'd give you a gold star, but I'm fresh out. Not much business left for me here, then, is there? Perhaps there's a beach nearby with fewer passers-by, disturbing one's beauty rest. Ta-ra! Source Hunter. Ha. By the health of the Seven, you're here. There may yet be hope. Perhaps you remember me as a healer. But gods, what a herald of death I've become. I'm beyond redemption now. But you alone may save Sicil, may save all of Rivellon from the horror I've summoned. King Brachus Rex from the tales of old. He lives. The mad Source King, the Lord of Chaos. I've done a terrible thing. I've raised a mad king from beyond the grave. I imagined so very foolishly that I'd be able to extract an ancient secret from him. I'll tell you all I know, Source Hunter. Resurrected, revived. The king lives, but not as the man he once was. He retains the mark of death upon him, like the last of the mad Source Kings he was. The tyrant who nearly condemned Rivellon to oblivion. He began the War of Wars, marching brother against friend, until every land and home burned with death. It was during this dark time that your order, the Source Hunters, was formed. Brachus was defeated, and Source outlawed from the land. Brachus was a dangerous monster, but he achieved things no man or mortal could have dreamt of. He alone is said to have known a great secret, how to break a forge of souls. I promised to extract this secret for a woman calling herself the Conduit. In exchange, she vowed to reveal to me a certain power of her own. In hindsight, I see that I dealt with the devil, and I've received my damnation. I was given a great stone, a bloodstone, but more charged with life than any I'd seen before. The Conduit said it would imbue Brachus with life enough to share the secret she craved. But what he has become, his powers have all returned, and I cannot stop him. My failures are so many, I can hide them no longer. In my pursuit of the Source King, I've called forth abominations that neither I nor any other can destroy. The ghoul that guards the lighthouse, the Baron of Bones, the twins by fire joined. Their ghastly faces haunt me, and they in turn have rifled through the graves and sarcophagi of Sicil in search of undead minions. Undead, Source Hunter, unkillable. I fear this plague may never end, no matter how many times the rotten dead would curse her name, her hell-sent promises. She claims to be a link between her goddess and the world of men. I never believed her divine claims, but I could not deny her great power. It was she who showed me that Bloodstone could be used for more than healing. Her stones, particularly powerful and potent, could raise the dead. What could turn any soft soul towards wickedness? My weakness was love, and it was love that she promised me. The Conduit had shown me how to raise skeletons and zombies from their graves. But what I craved was something far more rare. A second life. A true second life for my wife, Malia. She was a beautiful soul, snatched from the world of the living far before her time. Now the Conduit's promise seemed simple. A secret for a secret. I'd tell her how to break a soul forge, and she'd tell you can defeat the unholiness I've raised, Source Hunter. You can save the countless innocents that will perish under the Source King's mad fist. I pray... No, I believe you can reverse my failures.
So Theleron believed that by unleashing these monsters, he'd learn the secret to resurrecting his beloved...
Only a true devil would cause such destruction for a bit of fancy necromancy.
A devil? I'd wager many in Theleron's position would do the same. There is no reasoning with a heart-sick soul.
One who comes to watch the spectacle, to see the sovereign of the source ascend again. Or perhaps you are the first in a long new line, the first that will try to stop my dominion again. Oh, by the emerald eyes of the goddess, would you believe that I can still feel it ever so vaguely? The force of the stab that cleft my heart and sent my soul shivering into death. But my followers have done it. They have done it like I knew they would. Blood, the thick red gravy, the source of souls, has been yielded unto star-sent stones and has swept away the eternal shadows. How long has it been, I wonder, my first repose in death? An hour? The time it takes the seas to tear down cliffs. It is of no matter. I live, and I shall claim my throne anew. reason for my resurrection, O simplest of spirits, is that I was destined to be. Were it not for the vainglorious fools that raised me now, it would have been another, perhaps wiser being that would have done so in time. And time is of no matter, only to be eternally. A woman seeks my secret, for her soul is entwined with another's, yes. Where once they were inseparable, now they have grown apart in purpose and intent. But my secrets are mine to keep. Perhaps when she lies shivering before me, pledging alliance to her king, I will break her forge before I break her. Not a thing. There was a woman once that went by that name, until I mangled her body into that of a lich. Oh, my sister dearest, Cassandra, and her man-cat. Mere pets of mine, the both of them, tools to bruise and break as I saw fit. They bled so very beautifully. A fable I may have become as time dragged on, but a fact I am once more, little one. Don't all of you miserable mortals realize that they who are one with Source have thrown off the burdensome mantle of death forever? I embraced Source. I drank it, made it part of my blood and my being. And so a warlord became a sorcerer, and a sorcerer became a king. The fools of this world dubbed me a tyrant, for the gods convinced them I was such, fearful as they were of my rise in power. Armies amassed, too many. Scores I slew, too few. Death took me, too soon, but not for all time. A Source Hunter. So you are, though you are so much more, and do not even know it. No matter, they still smelled like you do, by the by, your brother and sister hunters, as they closed in around me that first time. Fear. That most sly, most intangible of sense. Drowned out soon afterward by the acid stench of urine. I had but to look at them, and they rusted their chainmail where they stood. I undid so manifold they had to wade through the gore of the fallen. Oh, what a feast, what fountains of gravy we had. Alas, that there were too many, as there clearly are too many of you still. Although life renewed has made me rather peckish, and from the looks of you, you need but the slightest of squeezes to make squirt the Source's sauce from your soft, fleshy shell. Yes, look at you, plump as a leech, bulging with freshly sucked blood. Oh, I do believe, as my servants would say as they brought in a squirming, plump girl on a